What's going on, guys? Came across another saw. This one I don't know if I got screwed on or not. It's a 18-inch Poulan. Wild thing. I seen it. I was digging around on Marketplace and just find something. I always look around once in a while, find something cheap to tinker around with. This one pops up. It's a guy that was, he was like 20 minutes north of me. He had it on here for, it was on there for 25 bucks. In the description it says, saw needs carb clean and a new chain. Chain still feels pretty good. It feels like this needs sharpened. I'll go over that and determine that. And the plan for this one was, originally I was thinking, hey, you know, we'd buy it, figure out what's wrong with it, clean it up, get it running, and sell it, try to make a little money off of it. And, you know, whatever we make will go towards truck parts. And got close to his house, got a message from him saying he wouldn't be home, but his, to let him know when I got close, you know, and his neighbor would meet me over there. So we get close, message him, and sure enough, pull up the address. Neighbor opens up the garage, and this Poulan's sitting there. Turns over and everything. Had a little bit of fuel in it, but it couldn't get it to start. And I figured, you know, 25 bucks, you know, it's worth it in parts. And I started talking to that guy because there was small engine stuff like everywhere, weed eaters and just blowers, I mean mowers, all kinds of stuff. Come to find out, the guy that was originally selling it works on small engines, and that's why I asked him. I told him, you know, he could fix it and sell it for more than $25, and of course he was clueless. He didn't know. According to him, the guy had too many projects on his hands and didn't want to mess with it. So now I got it home, sat down, had a little bit of fuel in it, and the fuel was coming out from somewhere. I'm hoping it was just around the rubber ring on the tank. I'm hoping there's no cracks in anything. And turns over good and all that. It's got good compression. But, so we'll see. We'll dig into this thing and see what we got going on. But, so according to him, in the ad, it just says needs carb cleaned and new chain. So we're going to rip into this thing and see what's going on. I know it had a little bit of fuel in it. I drained out what was left in it, and it stunk to high heaven. I set it down and didn't even realize it was leaking. But so the whole upstairs is kind of stinking a little bit. But I'll start getting it apart and see if we got screwed on it or not. Shouldn't be too bad, 'cause I know part-wise bars and stuff like that for chainsaws aren't cheap. So $25, this should be worth it in parts. So I'll start getting this thing apart, and then we'll check it out. Alright, so that's definitely been apart. It's missing, everything up in here is drenched in fuel all over this thing. It's missing 2 screws that go here to hold the plastic cover down. You gotta take these 2 out, then you take those 2 off, and then this plastic comes loose. This is real similar to the Poulan we just made a video on, and just kind of this, basically the same thing. Plug's definitely old, piston's covered black, and this is covered in sawdust. And so we'll rip it apart here, see what these fuel lines look like, and so it kind of sucks. I mean, I'm not saying the guy's dishonest. I'm saying I should have asked more questions. I mean, he was really basic in his ad, so it's my own fault for not asking him questions on when I was messaging back and forth, because the guy that he had there was clueless on the situation. All he knew is I was coming to look at it, and I was either going to buy it for $20 or walk away. So it's definitely not his fault. But so I can't blame, I can't blame nobody for myself, because it wasn't in the description. It was really plain. So I mean, he didn't even say it ran. So we'll see. We'll take a look at her and see what we got. That one fuel line looks like it's, we'll get out of there. Looks like it's kinked. So here's the plastic piece. There was supposed to be 2 screws, one on each side that went in. Those were missing. And primer ball does look like it's working, but we'll see here. Let's pop that ball real quick out of curiosity. And there it is. Just see the lines are brittle. One looks like it's been replaced. Oh, good old Poulan. Yeah, hell, that one's loose. It doesn't even fit the primer. Mine's actually all spongy. Yeah, and it's, the line's in the process of breaking down. I don't know if that's something they done, because the line's definitely too long. You guys can see there, it's when it's hooked up, it's practically kinked and shut off. But you can see, if you wipe this off, you can actually see debris from where the line's breaking down, actually up inside the line. This line's junk. I'm just going to take it off. Actually, I'll just clip it. Clip it and get it up here and show you. This line is so soft, it's like it's not even gas line or something. You guys, let me see if you guys can see that. You can actually see where the line, see that piece inside there? The line itself is actually breaking down and sucking itself up when it primes, so that's toast. It feels like one of the original lines. And I think the lines are actually, I hate to say he ran them wrong, but it sure looks that way. So this one looks like it might have been replaced, but it feels crappy too. Yeah, and it's loose. Ain't no wonder this thing was dumping fuel out everywhere. So the lines, primer looks decent, but the lines are too big for the primer, so they're real sloppy. So that's probably why he thinks it needs some carb work. But so hopefully they haven't had this carb apart. This thing is saturated in fuel. This up. You guys can see down in there or not, this thing is probably not. She's soaked. You see all that glare from, I mean, it's all over, there's fuel all through there. Alright, so we'll start with there. And see what we can figure out. I'm thinking one of the biggest problems, yeah, they got, I don't know what in the world they was doing, because there is a piece. Let's just cut that off. A piece of fuel line. You guys probably definitely won't be able to see this. There's a piece of this style line just probably original line maybe, but is actually stuffed down inside the black line. See if I can get this to cut it. I'll cut myself. Okay, let's try this. That's a first for me. Yeah, you can start seeing it now. There it comes. There's one piece of it. There we go. It's got a bunch of busted down line inside of it. So I don't know what in the hell they was thinking there. But we're definitely going to have to put lines in it. And these Poulans, man, you seen that the last video, the last Poulan I messed with. These things are bare to put fuel lines in. But at least we done the last one, so we know the trick to it. So hopefully this won't take long, and I definitely will not bore you with that. So let me get, I'll get some of the, try to get some of this cleaned up with some shop towels so it's not so bad, and then see what I got going on with fuel lines. Right before I go any further with it, I want to see, hopefully you guys can see it, I want to see if we have any spark. That's the same plug that was in it. If I can do this without getting in your way. Let me see. So I haven't tried it yet. Let's see what we get. I don't know if I can do it without blocking the... Oh, that's sparking. I had a really good spark actually. So get some light back on. Surprised. So plug is definitely getting fire. So that's a good thing. You know, as long as we don't have a massive fuel leak. So far, the good thing is we're getting fire. The carb lines, the fuel lines are toast. If let's see, they are shot. I don't know what in the world these guys are trying to do, but I'll show them to you here. Talk about some ghetto-rigged stuff, man. Here you got, this is definitely the original fuel line going into newer piece of fuel line, I guess is what it is. It just feels awful flimsy. So that's, you know, whatever works for you. There's the original, this one, same way. This is the one that was, you can see where it's slid over the old piece. So I don't even know if that's actually a fuel line or not, but it's slid over the original line that was on it. That probably is original because it's rock hard. Fuel filter, rock hard piece of line. Here's that split piece that was in there. This is crazy. But carb doesn't look like the screws have been out of it. So hopefully they haven't had it apart. I hope. But we'll see. We'll get to messing with it, and so I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna clean it up some so it's not so oily and greasy and covered with gas and stinking like hell. So at least we got fire. Yeah, I don't see no cracks in the primer. This is the same thing that happened when I was working with that other one I was working on. Was primer was good until we put it back together, put fuel in it, went to prime it up, and the ball split when it got under pressure. And that sucks. As I was just saying, I've never had any of this style, and when I ordered the last one, well, it was a complete kit. So, but you know, you can get these online. It's like a batch of 10 of them for like $8. So I might go ahead and order some, because if everything works out right with this saw, you never know, I might pick up a couple more just to try to make a little extra money off of, just to go towards parts. So we'll see. But we get this thing cleaned up and we'll get back at it. Alright, she's back together. Came out pretty clean. I still got some spots I'm wanting to touch up on it. you know, like in between the vents, get some of the dust out of it, just make it a little more presentable. But for the most part, knocking stuff over, she cleaned up pretty good. Got a lot of the old oil and sawdust and dust, and everything functions. So far, all I've replaced is fuel filter, these goofy, whatever those lines are supposed to be for fuel lines. So right now it's 11 o'clock at night, so there's no way I can't take it out this late and try to start it. But tomorrow we'll take it out and during the daylight, fire it up. The chain, I gotta find my file. It does feel pretty dull, so it does need sharpened up. He's definitely right about that part. It does feel dull. I think so far the biggest problem that the guy that sold it to me, I think the biggest problem he was having so far was the ghetto fuel system he had going on with them old raggedy lines. They had the carb off of it, and it doesn't look like it's ever, there's no signs on the carb looking like it's been apart. So I mean, he could be right, it may need taken apart. And so they got here's an old one, probably can't see it on here, but take it apart. And this one's off of a 4-cycle blower, but a lot of them you take them apart and there's a screen down in there. It's where you have your needle, where it goes up and down and all that. There's one gasket you take apart or you take off, and there's a little tiny hole down in there that has a screen in it that can collect a bunch of garbage and clog up and make it seem like your fuel filter is bad or your carburetor is bad. So this we'll go to fire it up tomorrow, and if it keeps running like it's running out of fuel, I'll probably have to take the top back off and take the bottom of the carb off and make sure that screen is not plugged up. But we got probably about between half and quarter full of bar oil already, so I ain't going to add no more to it. And I'll top it off tomorrow with that fresh oil or gas that we have at 2-cycle synthetic. Top it off with that, and we'll see if she fires. I mean, she's cleaning up pretty good for the most part, so it comes down to selling it. It's in this case, like say we fire it up tomorrow and it runs great. So the only thing that's going to need done is the chain sharpened up, get it to where it's cutting decent. So you got to factor in your part costs and labor costs on top of what you paid for the saw. So you know, try to make it out to where you're coming out at least a little bit ahead. I mean, I know these Poulans aren't worth much. I've seen a lot of them on there that were just like these. They were the this one's a 36cc 18-inch cut, and there was some of these on there that were 36cc, and some of them were 40cc. And cosmetic wise, they was in worse shape, but they ran fully, you know, they're fully functional. You could get them to go and cut, you know, according to what the seller was saying. But they was wanting a $100 sperm on them. And the way I always done it in the past was I used to sell old mowers, trimmers, blowers, stuff like that. So I get on there, clean them up, get them running right, and just undercut everybody just to off them real quick, just to make cash to you know, buy something else, and you know, keep going and going and going, and you know, making pocket money off of it. And which the majority of the stuff, as you guys know, I give away, like the lawnmowers and the trimmers, you know, and chainsaws, a little bit different story. I just ain't gonna go randomly give a chainsaw to some kid down the street. And it's just, you know, too dangerous. And because you know, a lot of my stuff I give to kids around the neighborhood to they can go out in the summer and cut grass, make some money. And you know, because generally it's, you know, a lot of the stuff I'll pick it up at the thrift store for a few bucks, and you know, by the time it's all said and done, I might have 20 bucks in it. Helps out one of the local kids so they can make some money during the summer. You know, no big deal. This is a totally different story. So we'll take it out tomorrow and get fuel in it, and we'll see what happens. So shall see you then. Well, I guess it's about the moment of truth. Get some gas in her and see what happens. Oh, spilling it, stupid. I ain't gonna be able to tell if the tank's leaking. Alright. Wasn't planning on putting that much in it. It's all good, right? So I got, I'll leak even more once I get this cap on there. Didn't bring a rag. I don't think. Wasn't even thinking about it. But it's all good. It's a freaking crazy dog. So, have to wipe it down. If I take it back in, I'll have the whole house stinking. So it cleaned up pretty decent, I reckon. See if this primer's working. Now I'm worried about those other ones. Had them old primers on it. After I replaced the fuel lines, it split the ball. Guess I should have bought that 10-pack I was talking about. Alright, give me a minute. Let me quiet that dog down. Alright, he's taken care of. So, well, thought, oh well. Ain't got time to mess with him. So we got fuel, it's primed. Here's our choke on. This is, I can't remember if I told you guys or not. It's a 99 Poulan 36cc. What model was that? 2175 Wild Thing. So I should have brought a screwdriver out thin enough to fit in there to mess with the carb in case it needed adjusted. Just wanted to see if it'll fire, see if we got screwed or not on this one. So far it ain't looking good. All kinds of crazies coming out. Dog barking, neighbor raising hell, perfect. Alright, let me go get the tool and we'll yank the top off and see what we got going on. Well, new plug is definitely in order. That's the old one. It was firing. I went ahead and changed the plug, put this one in it. Whew, yanking and yanking and yanking. Fired up and it does run. See if I can get it started again. It didn't want to idle. Ugh. Jeez, criminy. So, I'll get that off the ground before I forget it. There's a good chance, like I was saying, it's acting like it's running out of fuel. So the carb probably needs adjusted, without a doubt. And if that doesn't work, then I'll have to take the carb off, make sure that screen in there is not getting plugged up. And I don't think I have anything out here small enough. Actually, I don't know if I have a screwdriver small enough to get in there and for those. No, heck no. It needs to be about a quarter of that size. I don't think I have one that can get into that. Yeah, that one's really close, but maybe. That's trying to. We'll try it, see if it'll start back up. Jeez, she's stubborn. That's for sure. At least we know it runs. Damn. I think my shoulder can take much more of this. Alright. It's killing my shoulder. I can't do it. So, at least we know it runs. It's cleaning up pretty good. And so I have to give my shoulder a break. And then we'll take it from there. Yeah, I need to tighten the chain up a little bit. Yeah, she cleaned up nice though. Pretty decent anyway. Still got to get, you know, like down in here, stuff like that, clean it up a little better. And we'll get the carb dialed in and see what we can get out of it. Whew, things about got me wore out. Now the one off in the distance there, my dad was over there helping. They were moving, so I was over there helping him move today and rooting through the shed, moving stuff out. Found another one. This one's another Poulan, freaking Poulans. It's just like the other one I done for him when I put the fuel lines in it. It's real close to this one here. It's different CC. This one is it's a 42, or what did I say? 42 CC 2003 model. Poulan Wood Shark model 1975. Then I ain't even messing with it. He says this one runs good, so I'll do like I did the other one. I'll clean it up for him and store it. Guess we could see if it starts just out of shits and giggles, right? Yeah, just let that hang. Either it's gonna start or it ain't. Yeah, primer ball just split. I ain't getting no fuel down on it. Yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and fight with it. So now I'm gonna have to get a primer ball for this one. So I guess I might as well just get on there and buy that freaking 10-pack. Get it over with in case we come across another one. But so this one, he said it ran course the same way. It's been in the shed forever. 18-inch Poulan Wood Shark. 18-inch Poulan Wild Thing. So, whew, it's about got me wore out already. So this one's kind of ripping the skin off my hands and everything. It runs, but it's not technically a win. I'm gonna get that carburetor dialed in, and then we'll go from there. So, about wore out. Alright, so I'll stop it here so it doesn't get drug out. and when I get the energy, I'll get it fired back, try to get it fired up to where we can adjust the carb out. Alright, here we go. Let's see if messing with that carb helped any at all. I don't know, I primed it, but I think I primed it too much. Choke, see what happens. Take the choke off. Come on. Yeah, she's still acting like she's running out of gas. Let's try partial choke. Man, if I can just get it to go long enough to grab the throttle to get it. Try turning it back to where it was at. It was to the right a little, to the left a little, before I started messing with it. Let's see if that helps. Spark plug loose, I ain't tighten it up. Alright, see how sharp this chain is. Get you guys in that piece of wood that saw falls off there. I guess playing with the carb was what it needed, eh? Right on time. Come on, you son of a bitch. Guess we got too happy too soon. Well, she's an armful, I can tell you that. Let's try this again, see if we can get her to fire back up. Thinking maybe it's just a carb issue. Oh, come on, man. Whew! How crazy it is. Runs. Not the best, but it runs. So it's, yeah, let me take it down there and tighten that carb up. Let's put the cover on so I don't lose nothing. But so it runs. Doesn't run the best. It runs. This is one of those deals that, do you keep fighting with it, or just let it go the way it is? Yeah, I'll deal with that when I get it back down in the basement. So that's what it comes down to. Is if it's something that you're wanting to sell, you got what you paid for the unit, any parts you had to buy for the unit, and your time in the unit. So far, I have nothing in parts. This is just all extra crap I had laying around that I've used on this saw. So right now I have the $25 in it, and probably pushing 2 hours of time totally of messing with it. So it kind of comes down to what's your time worth. Poulans to begin with, everything I can find is they're not relatively worth a whole lot. The older models like this, like I found this one in the marketplace for $25 with it having issues, and there's plenty of them on there for $180 that are guaranteed. You know, all these guys guarantee you come get them, fire them up right there in their garage, and they'll cut. So it kind of depends on, you can only lowball so much without defeating the purpose. Of course, I'm not trying to make a mint off of it, so it comes down to, could I get 100 out of it? Could I get 80 out of it? Or could I possibly throw it online and try to do some trading on something I could use? So what I'll do, I'll toss it on Marketplace for 100 or best offer, or trade, and see what kind of trade offers come by, or whatever best cash offer I'll get. And then if that happens, I'll let you know. But I'll sharpen the saw up on it and get it to where it's cutting a lot better than that. It's pretty dull. But so I do not want to drop money into the carburetor, because it's a carburetor on this kit. For this one, the kit on it is like 20 some bucks. So that'd be 25 for the saw, another 20 something for another carburetor kit. So there's 40 plus your time in it, a couple hours, and then actually it had to be a couple hours. That's counting going and getting it. So you got a couple hours of your time invested in it. So you know, whatever your time's worth to you. So we'll leave it at that. It runs. Chain definitely needs sharpened. It's not running the best. It's still got to tighten the plug up some, and but she's running. It's running good enough to try to make a little money off of, or running good enough to try to do some trading on. So I'll leave it at that, and whatever happens with it, one of these videos I'll bring it up and let you guys know. And with that, I wish you a Merry Christmas. Today is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays, whatever it is you celebrate. And thank you to the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. And just remember, guys, we're still trying to get the channel to grow. So share, subscribe, all that good, wonderful stuff. And thank you very much for watching, and happy holidays.